Howdy. I'm drinking a big old stout, which is something that I rarely do, but I'd never seen a transient stout, maybe like ever before. Maybe I've seen them in the Midwest, but I wanted to give them a try because I think their beers are all pretty darn good. This one is Neckbeard Nectar, which is a very appropriate title for a really strong vanilla stout because right now all the Neckbeard beer geeks are going crazy for the flavored stouts, especially ones featuring vanilla. And this is the 2017 vintage, which is 12.5%. Pretty strong. And as you can see, I opened it yesterday and had a little taste of it. Thought it was pretty good. And I've had pretty good luck with bigger bottles, corking them with this champagne. And you can see it's plenty carbonated still. That's a good sign. And they use Madagascar vanilla beans, which is, I think, the most popular vanilla bean out there. And let's just give it a try. It is not motor oil black. I guess motor oil isn't always black, but motor oil thick and like super dark. You could actually see through the stream there a little bit. The head's still pretty dark, but still tan. And if I put it up to the light, there's a teensy bit of ruby red I can see on the edges. And pretty good carbonation. I think I actually probably like it more now that it's not quite as carved as it was. And really nice big vanilla aroma. Yeah. And definitely sweet too. Very, very vanilla, chocolate, marshmallow kind of s'more thing going on. But vanilla is the biggest thing happening. It's, yeah, just like, yeah, really nice toasty, slight woody almost toast. Not soy saucy. And not really charred though. There isn't much actual burnt quality in the nose. But a pretty big aroma. It smells like it's gonna be pretty sweet, but it's not gonna be like really thick and sweet. But definitely plays on all your darker, candier type flavors. Candier, it's a word. And we still got some bubbles on the edges there. Yeah, lots of chocolate vanilla. I keep thinking perfectly toasted marshmallow, even though there's no marshmallow or anything like that in this. Well, there's definitely a lot of sugar, and vanilla is used, or at least fake vanilla is probably used as a flavoring in marshmallows. The body is not huge. It's really easy to drink. The booziness does not come out in the flavor aroma. There's a teeny bit of heat in my throat, but it's really easy for 12.5%. Not very bitter, and the vanilla really lingers. Yeah, when you move it around on your tongue, it doesn't really coat it and give it that velvety texture that I wish this would have. I'm sure a lot of people would just say this is a bit thin. They probably could have just left it a little less attenuated, and maybe I would like it a little bit more. But the fact that it's this strong and there's very little booze character, and it's so easy to drink, that's a very good job. Apparently their Buckley Imperial Stout, I can't remember if that's like a coffee one, that's like their one that is very sought after, but I've never been able to get my hands on it. I definitely will try it if I get it, because I like this one. The only thing it doesn't have is really rich, luxurious body. If you want all just straight up vanilla flavor, really nothing much else going on, this is good for you. It doesn't have a deep, rich, complex malt thing going on. It's not really molassesy. Basically no hop character. It's not a really complex beer, I would say. But if you want just vanilla explosion, and not much else, but pleasant, still, it's a nice beer. Yeah, it does have a little body. I mean, I wouldn't say a little, but a small body like a saison or something, but it just doesn't coat and like stick to my tongue. And it doesn't seem very sticky either, even though it's definitely rather sweet. But that could be just because it doesn't have a lot of the more savory dark malt characteristics, and vanilla always makes everything seem sweeter, you know. But it almost seems like there's chocolate in it, and I like that quality. I'm not sure when this beer was released. I don't think there are any markings telling me that. It just says the 2017 on there. But I'm guessing it's not that old. It's probably not. It's probably, you know, well under a year old because the flavors are so big. This is definitely a beer that you want to drink fresh. I wouldn't really age it because it's just gonna lose. It's gonna lose that chocolatey flavor. It's gonna lose the vanilla flavor a little bit. It's gonna get probably thinner, and dark fruits are gonna come out. At this point, I'm not getting a lot of dark fruit at all. The finish has some very light roasted coffee qualities, but it's not. They probably didn't use a lot of black patent malt or like roasted barley in this. It's more of a brown malt. Yeah, I'm not tasting a lot of specialty adjunct malts. I don't know if there's any wheat or oats in this or something. Maybe there's some oats. They don't really tell you anything about this. Yeah, and I guess I didn't look on the website, but oftentimes you don't find much, and I don't care quite as much about big flavored stouts, whether they use, you know, a whole bunch of wheat and oats and rye and barley. But I wouldn't be surprised if there are some oats in it. It doesn't taste like an oatmeal stout. It's really just such vanilla forward beer. I don't think I've had anything quite like this because I've had really intensely vanilla beers, but they're often more complex and barrel aged and stuff. But I'd give this a straight 4, probably. I don't know if I'd order it again. Apparently, there's a barrel aged version of this one. That's probably pretty darn good. Maybe I'll get it again if I could get it at a cheaper price. This bottle was $16, which is more than I would usually spend on a beer like this. But I'm happy I got it. It's very pleasant. Recommended. Bye bye.